Hi, everybody. I'm I'm sorry to have you guys go through this video. I know it's probably not something that you want to do, but I didn't want to have to repeat myself so many times to so many different people. This video is for Brother Panton and for Sister Chihaya and for Dorothy, of course, for Sakura, for Daniel, key people that are not only part of the worship team, but also different churches and with multimedia and with songs. And so there's been some changes and adjustments with Proclaim. They updated their software, and when they updated their software, they did some things with groups, and it's a long story. But we had to redo Sound of Praise Proclaim, but also in the process we lost Miyako's Proclaim slides and whatnot. So I've gone through and fixed a lot of things and made sure everything was up to ready to be used. But I thought maybe I needed to share some developments so you guys can see the process. Basically, there's three things. We've got a songbook. A digital songbook that's the songbook editor, and that's that software right down here. It's called Songbook. And then the second thing, of course, is Proclaim. We all kind of familiar with Proclaim. But then the third one is also a paper songbook, which is located in our Sound of Praise drive folder. And this is really pertaining just for Dorothy, this part, but in her staff teams, in the worship team, there is a folder here. It's called Paper Songbook, Word, and PDF. And in this is a file. And this file is a Google document. And I'll get to this Google document at the end. So a lot of you won't have to sit through this, as Dorothy's going to be working on the songbook. So let me go back. The ones that maybe will affect most of you is this songbook, this digital songbook, and Proclaim. And the last few days I've been working pretty hard on trying to update and sync these two together. Christina has been working very hard, and she's also going to be connected to this video that she can stay on top. She's really helping quite a bit with on the Japanese side and trying to get songs to sync and whatnot. I appreciate everybody's help as a team working together on this, but it's still a work in progress. And I think this system I'm going to introduce to you is something that's going to be continuing on. It's not going to go away, this style, for at least for the foreseeable future. That we're going to have these three kind of things. We're going to have a digital songbook, we're going to have Proclaim, and we're going to have a paper songbook. And these three need to stay maintained and updated. And I'm going to show you on the computer just how this is done. Our computer here in our home has these files connected. The computer that's at the church, both on the second floor in the office and the projection computer, the sound room computer, that's also connected with all these apps. Everything is easily accessible in that way. And so maintaining is a key. And what I want to share with you is I want you to think as our digital songbook as the master songbook that we will continue to keep updating. As we get new songs, we're going to add another new song number and add the song. Now, most of these songs, maybe about half of them are completed. The ones at the very end, they're still being a work in progress, but right now we have 225 songs. And maybe the song number from what you're used to in the past that we used to use in Proclaim, The song number's been changed on several songs. But this is now the list that we're going to use from 1 to 225. This is the new song list. And all three of these type of software are going to be synced all the time and maintained all the time. So number one is to always focus on this songbook as being the number one database. And in this database, it is saved. The main file is saved here in let me describe this. It's in Sound of Praise folder. And in order for me to even access it, I have to go to the Sound of Praise kind of thing. But there's a songbook folder here, and that's the master folder, Sound of Praise folder for all the song music. And this is where those that are part of the Sound of Praise Church only will sync to this folder. Not Mialko Church and not Nago Church, but just Sound of Praise Church will sync directly to this folder. The musicians will sync to this folder. This is the main number one folder that you see for syncing with. Now, Mialko and Nago, you both have your own folders. Mialko under your folder, Lighthouse Apostolic Church of Mialko. If you look in here, you'll see that there's a copy of that same songbook. I've just made a copy of it, and I copied it over into your folder. And the intent is that maybe when there is updates made in the songbook, is to copy that original songbook into your folder, so you have updated version of songs and whatnot. And that way we know that Mialko won't delete the master copy, or Nago won't delete the master copy, that we've got the backup copies for each church. I hope that makes sense. Same thing with Nago Church. You have your own folder, and there's a copy of that songbook in your folder. This copy, Cole and Stacy and whoever is on the worship team for your church, you can sync directly to that copy, and then you can have all the songs that Sound of Praise has. Same thing with Mialko. You can sync directly into this folder. So if you're using an iPad, or if you're using a computer, or whatever you're using, you can use this folder as however you want to use to sync. Even if you prefer the old OnSong format, you can import all those songs into OnSong if you like OnSong better than using Songbook. Now, to bring this back to this songbook, you can see there is 225 songs here. Okay. Now this last song doesn't have any words put into it yet. It's just all I've done is created a song number 225 and the title. It's easy to add songs if you're doing on an iPad or if you're doing on a computer, but the first thing that you do is you just click on new song, and it brings up already a title in here. And if I were to add on song number 226, I would just write in 226, then I would type the number. Remember, please do all in capital letters for each song. And then if you know the song in Japanese, then you can put the Japanese text in there. It's very easy adding different parts or elements of the song, especially on the computer. It's a little bit easier. You can right mouse click and you can see Chord Pro, and it uses Chord Pro style. So if you're adding a chord, you can click this in and just the brackets. If there's lyrics already written in here, let's just say the lyric is, I love you, Lord. and you wanted to put a chord right in here, you just right mouse click, add the chord, whatever chord it is, say it's D, and you can see how it put the D above on the top over here. So of course we're not going to keep this song. I'm just showing you as an example how you would create a song. Okay. Now this is our master list here, and whenever you add a song here, it's going to add on to our master list. And people that are part of Sound of Praise Church will automatically get that when they sync their devices, either their laptops or their iPads or iPhones, whatever device they're using, it's going to automatically be put onto their device. And I think that'll work very well. And please, I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to show you what I see that it works. At least this system works. And so maybe you guys you'll come up with a better system. Maybe you won't want to have separate folders, one for Nago and Miyako. You all want to just kind of connect to the same folder. That's fine if you want to do that, but just remember that if you make notes or you type notes in the bottom of the song or something, for example, maybe Daniel will change keys for certain individuals, different singers, that it may not be the same that you're used to in your groups. And so that's why I created different folders for different churches, because maybe you'll sing it at different keys, and you might need to transpose it or capo it or add special notes that pertains to your group. I hope that makes sense. But this is the database that we're using for Sound of Praise Church. And this database is just, that's all it is, that you can use for singing with. The musicians can use it. They can type on it. Each one of these songs you can add to it, whatever you'd like to do. If you want to add a different song here and there, you can add, just keep adding on to the next one. Like I just saved that. Now this song, the capitals letters song, is put in as an example for at the very end. Now I can go through and I can delete and right mouse click and delete that song, and now it's going to be deleted off of the Google Drive also. It's being synced right to the Sound of Praise drive. Now I did find some issues, and you see how that popped up, that whenever I delete things with my Mac, that it always asks me by default, do I really want to remove that? And if I don't remove it, then those other devices that are connected will not sync with the changes you made. So always click remove. It goes where I'm syncing this folder with my computer, is I've installed on my computer backup and sync. And so when I click on here, it goes, I'm having it sync right to this folder right here for Google Drive. This Google Drive is the Sound of Praise Google Drive. I have another backup and sync installed. That's just for my personal hard drive. Everything that's on my Edward Hosmer Google Drive. I don't want to sync it to my Edward Hosmer. I want to sync it to this one here. So I just click on that folder and I click open, and it syncs to this folder and it updates on the computer. Same thing with your iPad. You can automatically. What I found though with iPads is they like to go to the very root of your drive. And so maybe you'll find some issues with that. I don't know, but I'm just sharing with you how it works for me, and hopefully you'll have these files to be able to use that'll work for you just fine. Now, having said all that, all these songs I've taken the time and I've put it in to Proclaim. In Proclaim, when you click on File, you can switch between, here's a song list that I'm in right now, and I put on here Do Not Delete. This is like just a list of all the songs that we can see them in order. This is just for maintenance purposes, Proclaim always keeps the songs that you put in there, that you can reuse items over and over again. They try to make it simple. Now I put in here Sound of Praise Sunday. This is our main Sound of Praise one. And then I put in here also Miyako Sunday. And if Brother Panton chooses to use Proclaim in the future, we can make another one. Just put on Nago Church, and you can have your own presentation. Use Proclaim. Just log into your Proclaim when you use the software, and you'll still be able to access all these songs for presentation with the correct song order number, the correct translation, and whatnot. So this is where the maintenance takes place. And I'm going to cancel out of this because here's song number 1 on both. And when I click on song number 1, we can see that all of this is written here. When I created a new song in here, this is how you create songs. Say we want to create song 226 like we had in here for capital letters, that I was showing you the capital letters example. What you do is you go up and you add item and you click song and give it just a moment as the computer kind of populates this. And what I do is I always put it in the songbook first, the digital database, the main database first. So here we put in number 226, and then I'm going to do capital letters again. And we know that's pretending it's the name of the song, and then Japanese text. And then the rest of the song is in here. You could do verse 1, and then you can say and I'm sorry, I'm messing this up already trying to show you an example. Here comes another airplane. I'm sorry for the constant irritation of these loud planes that want to fly right over my house. Anyways, you can use Chord Pro, and you can put in here different things like comments and chorus. If you're going to do different choruses, you can change the key for all the kind of title pages, things that are in here. But if you did verse 1, and then you could just start typing away whatever you want to, is Lord, however you want to do for your songs, and you can put in, say this is in the key of D. Oops, so sorry. Oh, boy, I'm getting irritated. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to make this work for you, and for some reason it's still showing like it's in this setup mode. Okay, so I'm adding, I guess I'm going to add it here. Now I'm back into editing. I'm just trying to make it here as lyrics. So I'm going to do verse 1. It's color coded and it's different when you're actually typing in the song. Verse 1, and Jesus is Lord. I'm just pretending these are lyrics. And say you wanted to put a chord in here as part of the song, and it's in the key of D. You can see how it's different color blue that the actual chord is going in. And I'm showing you this for a purpose and a reason. So pretend this is song number 226 and we want to add a new song. So what I've been doing is I've been coming in when it's a new song, and you're going to have this happen. I won't be here in Japan to be able to do this for you. So someone's going to have to be able to make sure that this is maintained if you add new songs. This is why I'm making this video, is so you guys can figure out how you're going to do this as a team and worship teams. I can't do this from a distance. So here's, pretend we're doing song number 226 into Proclaim. I just copy onto that, and then I go over here and I right mouse and I paste it. Right away it brings up this little, like, where are you going to bring this in from, maybe a song select or different places. Well, I want to create a new song, so I'm going to click on this. And what I've done with all of the songs that are in Proclaim, I've given the artist the names SOP. And when you do that, then it's able to save that song into our repertoire. So now you can tell that song number 226 was made. I'm going to put it all the way in the bottom. I should have done that in the beginning, but I'm just keeping this organized. And this is, like I said, this is the song list. Don't delete the song list. The only purpose of this song list is for maintenance of the songs. And you'll understand the reason why I'm doing this in just a moment. I'm just trying to show you how to start, how to make a new song. Maybe you all will like, yeah, this is pretty easy and you get it, but I'm just want to show you what I found is working for me. So here's the new song. Now what I do after you got this new song, everything is put in here. Now it's time to put the lyrics in here. So what I've been doing is I'll just copy and paste everything that's in the lyrics. Maybe you'll get all these lyrics from the internet. Maybe it's some place that already has the Chord Pro set up and you're just copy and pasting from the internet into the songbook. And that's fine. You just copy this from our songbook and you bring it over here and you paste it. Now it looks confusing on here because it looks like the chords in the middle. What Proclaim has done is they've made it where you can give your musicians, if you want to, like a feed from Proclaim that is just a monitor feed for the songs. And in their feed, they would see above Jesus over here D as a chord, because that's how it's set up over here. But for our purposes in our churches right now, we're not using those kind of monitor feeds to go to musicians on the platform. We're just using it for projection in the sanctuary. And when we go online and show this, that's all they're going to see is the lyrics. They won't see the chords. They won't see this D. They won't even see verse 1 up here. That's how intelligent this software has become, where it automatically recognizes verse 1. So it makes it very easy for maintaining our software from this songbook. We just copy the whole thing and then paste it in here. Now that song's done and we can flip and go to different songs. All the songs are done in that manner. Some of them have chords already in place. You can see it looks kind of like gibberish in here, but when you look on what's going to be projected on the screen, it looks like a normal kind of song. Now this one is particular. What I want to share with you is particular for those that are using Proclaim. I want to show you something that I think would be the right thing to do for displaying. Sometimes I've noticed, like Ocean, he just can't keep up. The song's going too fast. But we need to have these three in our verses for projection. We need to have the English, we need to have the Japanese, we need to have the Romanji. And if we just connected these two together by removing the space here, then it looks kind of confusing, because it goes English, Japanese, Romanji, English, Japanese, Romanji, and it's kind of hard to follow. So this is what I recommend that you do. Instead of combining it all together, put a dash right here. And notice that it brings still that space in between, but it makes it just a little bit of a difference that you can, it's easy for your eye to kind of flow from that first part to the next part. Now, some songs it's absolutely fine to keep it separated, and that looks amazing on the screen. But sometimes a song goes pretty fast and you want to make it a little bit easier on the person who's flipping through the songs for Proclaim, then just put a dash. And it'll bring both of those together, but also kind of keep it separated just a little bit. And I think personally that looks amazing from a distance. Now that's just for the master song list. Now what might happen in the future, we don't have song number 226. I'm going to delete that out. We don't need to have this in here. So I'm just going to delete that song, and now it's not in our song database as song number 226. But if you do happen to go into add item and you go to reuse item, you might see song number 226. Maybe not. Looks like maybe it deleted that, and that's better. And so we don't have that song 226 because it's not in this database anymore. Now, in the future, I'm going to delete here too so we can all see that it's been deleted. And again, watch, when I delete from the master database, our songbook, it's probably going to bring down this thing, come down from Google when it wants to sync. Are you sure you want to remove it? Sometimes I actually have to click on the sync, and it's like, oh look, you want to remove this. Now I know I could go into preferences and remove that, but and I can change it where it'll automatically delete, and I don't have to deal with this feature. But I kind of like having that safeguard. Oh, I didn't want to delete that. So all you have to do is go back in and delete, and now it's going to sync. And anyone who is connected to this songbook will have this synced to theirs. Now I want to look at song number 225. This is the song that I love hearing Daniel sing, "Wrap Me in Your Arms." It's a song that feels like it's designed for him. So I love this song. I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head, but I'm just going to put in here. I hate that my finger hits that Siri all the time. Now here I am. I'm saving that. And as soon as I click out of song number 225, it's going to say, you want to update this? I'm going to say yes. And now 225 is backed up, and it's also backed up in the cloud. You don't have to do anything with the sync. It automatically syncs at 225. It just synced it. So it's updating a song. You don't have to worry about it. But when you delete a song, they put in that requirement to make sure that, are you sure you want to delete it? That kind of thing. But hold on, we're not done. That's the master database. Always work on the master database. We want to make sure that this is all the time maintained with this and our paper songbook. Those three things. And so here's the only thing that's been new is "Wrap Me in Your Arms." We know that's going to be part of the verse. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go into our lyrics for this one. I'm going to paste it. I don't have any chords. I don't know any more information. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Proclaim automatically saves for you whenever you save. You don't have to click save. You don't have to do anything like that. It's all settled. Okay? So that's all there is to it as far as maintaining. Most people, that's the only thing you have to do is maintain for Sound of Praise. Probably this is going to be Sister Sakura maintaining the songbook that's at the church. If there's any new songs, say on Sunday morning, the worship team wants to introduce a new song, just give it a new number, 226. and then the number, then copy and paste, put it into the song, into Proclaim. That way these two are all the time staying up to date. Then every once in a while we've got to make sure that this songbook in Google Drive is updated for our worship teams in Miyako and in Nago. I think you guys are kind of seeing how this is working out. So I'm going to talk a little bit. This maybe last part is for Dorothy, and maybe you guys will have some questions. But this last part is probably mostly for Dorothy and for her to be able to follow up. Here is the bilingual songbook that's on Google Drive. I'm not using Microsoft Word. I'm not using other software. This is free. This is easily accessible for anybody that's using our Google Drive. It's in the staff teams. Again, you go into staff teams, the worship team, there's a folder in there. And this is where we will download this and print when this is done. I'm just showing this for Dorothy's benefit. She said she will be able to put this songbook together, but she'd like to use a physical songbook on the platform. Maybe she'll realize, oh, I kind of like the digital format on the platform, and she'll end up using this songbook all the time on the platform with her iPad. Either which way is fine, but it's nice to having a paper songbook. Even our small groups would like to have songbooks. And so I put together this cover, and here's the song list. Right now it is up to date song list. I've worked hard at syncing this together. Song number 1 is the same as song number 1 in Proclaim. Song number 1 is also the same that is in Songbook, the digital songbook. And when you click through, go all the way to the end here, here's song number 1. And it's just a matter of copy and paste. I'm going to go through this for Dorothy's benefit to see, so she knows how to do these songs. Here's song number 1, and then I got song number 2, and I'm going to show her how to do song number 3, so that she will be able to fill out the rest of the songs. For this rest of this demonstration, she won't need to have Proclaim open at all, so she can close out Proclaim. And everything else is just done with the songbook. And so here we are working on song number 3. Now, this is all being a benefit for Dorothy, and that way she can later on be able to set up. So the rest of this video, if you guys, unless you want to learn how I'm doing this, you're welcome to watch, of course. But the next song is song number 3. And what I do is I just come through and I copy the text, and I right mouse click, copy. And I scroll down to where I left off, which is right there. Okay, I already did song number 3, starting it out. And I just copied and I pasted. And then after I do that, I make sure that I center it and I put it in the middle. And then I skipped down 1 space, and then I'm going to delete this just so Dorothy can see the steps. I'm going to go right from the top again. So after I copied and pasted, I just go in here and I click paste, and there's the song that's kind of to the left. By default, I put it in here for the middle. I hit enter or return twice, 1, 2, and then I'm going in here and I'm inserting a table. And I click this table and I just do 2 lines. And the reason why I'm inserting a table is I want to put Japanese on the left and English on the right. This is the request that Dorothy had for this. So the way that we're doing to get this data here, we're clicked on song number 3. What I do is I go up and I, so when this song number 3 is selected, I go up to the top and I export text file. When I export text file, this is automatically set up on my computer to save it to my desktop. So number 3 right now is being saved to my desktop. I think it's automatically being saved to my desktop. Let me check that. Maybe it's behind here. Where did it go? Okay, maybe I didn't save it to my desktop. So number 3 again. Now I've got 2 people need the Lord on here, and I do not know why. Delete. I don't need that second one. Okay, so I go in. I think it was saved it to that folder. That's what happened. So I go, okay, remove it. Number 3 again. I go up, file, export, text file. And I want to make sure that on my computer, and it would be the same for any other computer, click on desktop as your place to save it. So we're not going to keep it permanently. So save it, and it should go right to the desktop like it did right here. Now what I do with that is I just double click on that, and you can see that it doesn't export all these chords. So I just come up and I copy this, I right mouse click and I copy, and then I paste it right here. So what I've been doing is, in order to get the Japanese, I come over here and I cut and I paste. And I go down to the next English. I cut and I paste. Then I go to the next English. I cut and I paste. And then the last one. Naomi, I'm talking right now. I'm video recording. And I copy, I cut, and I paste. And so I've got these here. You can move this around if you want to make that a little bit bigger so the English isn't cut off. And if you want, you can make the text all not bold. By default, I believe it's at 14 pitch font. Same thing with the title. Everything looks great here. So the Japanese is on one side, the English is on the other side. I would probably keep one space only between the Japanese and the Romanji for the Japanese. And there you have it. There's song number 3. I'm going to show you by example one more to song number 4. And one of the things I like to do is I'll come through and go like about right in the bottom of this, and I'll insert a break, a page break, and it brings that to the top of the page. It just, you scroll up, there's the People Need the Lord number 3. Now it's just create a page break. Page number 4 is going to go, or song number 4 is going to go here. So in order to put in the song number 4, I have to scroll all the way back up to song number 4. And there it is, Awesome God. We've had song number 4 is Awesome God Forever. I highlight it, and then I right mouse click, I copy. Then I scroll back down to right where I made that page. Here's page 3. Scroll down a little bit further, and there's page number 4. Just like we had set up. I go to the very top of the page, I right mouse click, and I paste it. Again, it wants to be, we need to make sure it's centered. So there's the center. I hit enter twice, one and a second time for a space. Then I go in and I insert a table. I always put 2 in there. And then here's, it's all set up to be able to copy and paste the next songs. So now I'm going to go into Awesome God, which is song number 4. Then I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to export text file. It's already set up. It's clicked on to save it to my desktop. So I'm saving it to the desktop, and there's song number 4.
I'm having trouble.
And so I double click on that, and there's song number 4. Now I can copy everything, copy. Then I go over here and I paste, right mouse click, paste, and there's all the song without chords. Now I can copy this, but what I'm going to do instead of copy, I'm going to cut, so it deletes it on one side and then paste it on the other. I'm going to do that with the next verse or next line. Cut and oops. And then paste. The next thing with the next line. Cut. Paste. And then the next line. Our God is an awesome God. Very simple song. Cut. And paste. Now I want to maybe pull these lines up just to kind of make it look nice. I can go down to here, pull it to the top, only put one maybe space between. You can put all together if you want, whatever looks best to you. I really don't care how it looks, however you want it to look. And that would be it. Now, of course, you could remove and not make it all bold. And of course, if you wanted to, you could highlight everything, and then you can, let's see, format. Whereas I'm trying to help with, there's a way you can take and remove the box if you don't like the lines around the outside for English and Japanese. Kind of my eye is kind of liking that table look, so that it's easy right away. You can tell what is English and Japanese. It's easy to go to that. But there is a way that you can remove, let's see, maybe it's in format, tools, I forget where it's at. I'm going to look to see if I can find that for you. Let's see. Okay, maybe it must be in this border color, maybe 0. Yeah. So I just deleted the outside part. If you want that deleted, you can go in and do the same thing on this side. When you click on that cell and border color, you can make it where it doesn't have any lines if you prefer that look. I'm going to leave the lines in there for now. It's easier not to have to take that extra step, but if you want to delete it, you can, whatever. I'm going to go back to where it was. But now the first 4 songs are already done. There's only 201 more songs to do, or 221 songs as you go through. But I think once this is done, then you can print this and you can have a brand new book that's on the platform. And it's a good backup in case everybody's devices or something broke or whatever. But as you know, Google Docs, you don't have to save anything. It's automatically saved for you. And so I think that is it. So I'm sorry for such a long video. I hope this was some kind of blessing for you guys. Like I say, I'm getting very short. I'm going to not be on island to be able to work on these things. I can help on certain things, but I think you guys get the idea. Remember, first is always make sure that this database, the songbook, is maintained. That's our master database. And then that database, that's what we copy and paste to put into Proclaim to the song list in Proclaim. And then also we use this master database as the thing that we copy and paste to put into our songbook. So there's still a lot of work to do with our songbook. Who knows how long it's going to take to make all this look really, really good. I'm sure this is going to be a work in progress. And so, and I'm sure the whole team will be working together. Oh, I see we need English in this one here. Or maybe there is no English. Or maybe there is no Japanese. Or Maybe the chords are off and you're wanting to fix it, but at least we got the song number, the song list, and then you guys can work on making it look good for projection. Thank you again for watching this. I'm sorry for such a long video. I'm hoping it was a blessing to you all. God bless you all.